What's up, guys? Checking out my Shimpaku Juniper here. This is around my Christmas break. Decided to take that wire off. It was starting to cut in a little bit. I can't even remember how long I've had it on there. But I've got a nice little curve and round in it. Wanted to make sure there was some movement in it before I started letting it thicken up and grow out. Looks a little messy. It's just in development. Got a lot more growing to do. Yeah, when you're unwiring these guys or any tree, I want to make sure you get a good grip on the wire right below it before you pull it off. I've broke a lot of branches trying to unwrap them and not holding the wire, thinking the branch is going to take all the stress, but it doesn't, and it'll just snap. Yeah, this wire is like 3 mil too. It was really thick. Pretty strong wire. But it's aluminum. You gotta use a real thicker gauge of wire. Almost half the size of the branch you're wrapping. If you really want it to, hold it good. I still haven't tried copper yet. Using my old Gerbers here. I really need to buy some bonsai pliers. They're much better for this application. Once we get this wire off, I still got to get I wrapped it with like some silicone type electrical tape too underneath it. Most people use raffia to protect the bark and stuff. I kind of like the electrical type tape. It works all right. Yeah, junipers spring back so quick. You really gotta leave the wire on for a long time. Not like deciduous trees. Most deciduous set really quick. Removing some of that tape. Yeah, I got to a point where I couldn't unwrap it anymore, so I had to start cutting it. Now that's got a nice curve to it, I can start letting it just grow. I'm not really going to cut it back at all. I want the trunk to thicken up. Later I'll start wiring some of the small branches to get a lot of movement in them. Want them nice and twisty for later on. Might want to make gins or something with them. Once you have the desired thickness in the trunk that you want, then the small little branches, small little shoots that are along the trunk, you probably will start using for your main branches. All the branches you see now on it, they're just being used to thicken the trunk also. They'll all be gone by the time you start growing your main branches. They'll be too thick to use. That's why you gotta wire everything up early, get movement in it. That way you'll have stuff to gin that looks good, not just straight branches coming out the trunk. It's so boring. You'll just want to cut them off then, or have short little itty bitty gins, little dead wood sticking out of the trunk. Looks so much better when the dead wood's all twisty. And we're done. Ready to not be messed with for a few years. Just be growing it out. My Koto Hime maple's been growing pretty good. Got some good sacrifice branches going. Maybe main trunk, maybe sacrifice branch. I don't know. We'll see. Springtime, I'll wire up the little clump of 3 up top. See this first thick branch? That's my main sacrifice branch, the first one. Hopefully it'll help thicken the trunk up. Later on, I'll just cut it off. I'm gonna cut that short, the first shoot off of it. Cut that off, just let it keep extending. If it starts making inverse taper, then I'll remove it all the way. That one, I don't know. I could make it a trunk. Could be a sacrifice too. It's definitely going to help thicken the trunk up a lot though. These 4 little ones, I'm going to wire some movement into them too in springtime. You never know what you might want to use later on. No sense in letting them stay straight. I'm going to put some movement in everything. Then you'll have a lot of options. My little Walmart Precumbin Juniper. After I took the wire off, it bit in really good. I mean, there was some serious bite-in marks. So I put a bunch of cut paste on it. I'm about to take a little bit of it off. It was looking a little old and gross. Plus the wounds from the wire cutting in have pretty much calloused over now. Looks good. got some really nice movement in the trunk. This is the leader. You can see it's still growing. It's gonna shoot off to the side. I'm gonna let all these little branches run off. Some 2 little shoots. Little shoots like that might be your main branches when the trunk's the size that you want it to be. All this foliage will end up being gone. Everything you see right now is just helping to thicken the trunk and grow it faster. Couple years, it'll be much more thicker. Might be ready to style it. Still want to put some movement into the few shoots that are coming off it now. But the main trunk, I got some nice movement in now. That's nice, I like it. Wire marks healed up pretty good. Some huge calluses too. I hate seeing these really straight trunks on Juniper. It's just super boring. Sorry about the shaking. I was testing out another camera holder. It's like this long arm thing. It's like some type of metal with plastic wrapped around it. A long neck. Might be called a gooseneck holder. I forgot. It works okay. Has some nice little roots growing. Nice radial roots all the way around it. In the bar. Maybe one day they'll be thick enough you can show off a little bit of the base. You pot it into a little pot. So you got to keep them hid so they'll keep growing and not ligify too early. Cover that back up. And we're done. I just want to take a little bit off. But that cut putty off. We'll see you later.